Hello, good evening, and welcome to today's program. Welcome to Become a Better Man. My name is Tunde Disu, and thank you for being part of today's program. Today's program is special. As you can see, the environment, the setting is slightly different from the usual that we have, and the reason for that is because today's program is coming to you live from Nigeria. Yes, I am in Nigeria, and today's program is live all the way from Nigeria. Thank you so much for all of you joining. My son is here. Alright, thank you for being part of today's program. We are not going to waste much time. We're going to go straight into what we're looking at today. Today we are continuing from where we stopped last week. Remember last week we started looking at the need for you not to give up, the need for you not to let go of your conviction, of your goal, of yourself. Well, that is what we'll be continuing on today's program. Last week we started by saying whatever it is you want to achieve in life, whatever it is you set your sight at, whatever goal you set for yourself, whatever journey you plan and you set out to accomplish, no matter how much you plan, no matter how much you've crossed your T's and dot your I's, there will always be some time when you hit a challenging period. There will be instances when you think, well, where do I go from here? There will be instances where you think nothing seems to be working. The plans are not going according to what we planned, and all of that will be bothering you. But that is not enough for you to give up on your dream, on yourself, on your goal, on your future. It's not enough for you to throw in the towel and say, that's it, I'm out of here. That is not enough. So, when your motivation hits the wall, when your conviction start to question itself, when you think, I didn't plan for this, this is not what I expected, that is not the time for you to give up. In fact, we said last week, that is the time for you to say, do you know what? I'm not giving up. Giving up, like we said last week, is not an option. Giving up is not an option. Again, we said last week that every now and again we all come to a point where you start to doubt yourself, where you start to question yourself, where you start to wonder, have I made the right decision? Am I following the right path? And on and on and on and on. But you see, when you are at that point, it's an indication, number one, that you are on the right path. Number two, it's an indication that you are closer to your breakthrough, to your success, to your achievement than when you started. And that is not the time for you to give up. You see, usually at that point, your goal is questioned. Your determination, your resolve, your conviction is being challenged. It's asking you, do you really want this? Will you really subscribe to this? Is this really what you want? Because it's not going to just lie down and let you roll over. No, you have to convince your goal. You have to convince yourself and your being that this is actually what I want. And so that is the time when you become lethargic, you become tired, you start to question whether you should continue. But that is the time to go beyond where you are and inject some passion, inject some resolve, inject some grit in what you're doing so that you can become and achieve everything that you want to achieve. When difficult times do stop you in your tracks, when you allow difficult times to stop you in your track, or when they start to question, to try to stop you in your track, you need a way. You must find a way. We all must determine to find a way, number one, to push through those difficult situations, to learn and understand that what is it that truly is trying to demotivate us is just a challenge. It is not the end of our story. It is just a bus stop. It is just a hurdle. It is just a question that we need to answer. then that is the time for you to ask yourself, what is the type of mindset I have in what I'm doing? What is the attitude? What is the mindset? What is the outlook that I have in order for me to overcome this challenge and become everything that I want to be? So once you've done all of that, you will realize that you'll come out on the other side stronger, successful, with a breakthrough, with a testimony, with a victory song in your mouth. So we covered all of that last week. This week we are going into the next step, which is the title for this week is Don't Give Up. Don't give up, rather be motivated. Don't give up, be motivated. I said earlier on, there are times when you come across things that will want to knock you off your rail, knock you off your track, start to question what you want. And that is the time for you to become motivated. So the question is, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay motivated? You see, I told you we're in Nigeria, and we are in Nigeria, and as you can see, thank God for the almighty power. NEPA has just done their thing. But hey, guess what? We still have enough lights to see us through. We just need to make some slight adjustments. So as I was saying, the thing, how do you stay motivated? You see, this is a typical example of what we're talking about. We started this program and everything should be going well, and boom, halfway through, we hit a roadblock, a hurdle, a challenge. Suddenly, all the electricity is gone, and we need to make a choice. Do we continue with this program, or do we pull plugs on it and say because there's no electricity, we won't continue? No, not at all. Nothing must be able, nothing should be able to stop you from achieving the goal you've set your mind to, from fulfilling the purpose for which you've set out. So how do you stay motivated? You see, what most of us do forget when we face these difficult situations, when we are tempted to give up, when we are almost at the point of saying, you know what, maybe this is not my time, maybe this is not for me. But what we must remember is that failure doesn't fix anything. Failure does not fix anything. Now, maybe for a moment, it might give you a sense of relief, a sense of, oh, thank God I don't have to deal with that. But ultimately, a time will come when you will not be able to face yourself, when you suddenly realize that what you thought was a challenge that cannot be overcome, what you allowed to stop you in your track is really not as difficult as you think they are. Whatever you're trying to do, you're trying to stop smoking, you're trying to lose weight, you want to get a new degree, you want to get married, you want to buy your first car, you want to start an investment, whatever it is you want, whatever it is, one way or another, if you choose to give up at the most difficult time, it will lead to a life of regret. You see, the real challenge that you're experiencing, the real issue that you are contending with, the real situation that is facing you, it's an experience. It's a new experience. And unless you see it as an experience, unless you approach it from a mindset and an attitude to say, there is a lesson in this that I must learn, then you will miss the whole essence of what you are supposed to be doing. Whatever challenge, difficult, or issue or obstacle that you are witnessing right now, they're only there to weaken your physical form. They are there to weaken your resolve. They are there to cripple your effort, your motivation. But like we said tonight, don't give up. Rather, use the event, the incident that will have caused you to become defeated and give up on yourself. Use it as a stepping stone. That stumbling block that seemingly is in your way, turn it over, change it around, and turn it to a stepping stone that will take you, elevate you, and bring you to your next level. Because when you accept that you are not worthy to go through, when you resolve and give up, when you allow yourself to be defeated, demotivated, and caused to give up, it leads to a life of regret. It leads to a life of regret. How many of you, in your heart of heart, hand on heart, can truly say some of the things that had happened to you in the past, that has brought you almost to the point where you want to say, you know what, I'm out of here. But then you dig your heels in. You put your back to it. You refuse to give up, and suddenly they turn around and you're thinking, 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, you're like, so that's all they, are you serious? Are you saying that small thing was going to stop me? And look at me now. Whatever it is, well, we got more light. See, there's always a way. There is always a way. There is always a way out. There is always a solution if we can just persist, if we can refuse to give up, if we can just give it another push, give it another go, refuse to let go of our resolve. There is always a way. There is always a way. Right now, it may seem impossible. It may seem like that this is the hardest thing you've ever faced. It may seem like this is the worst thing that's ever happened to you. But remember, how many times have you come to that point where you think this is the worst thing? This is not going to change. You will not have a breakthrough. And then you look at the result afterward. Suddenly you realize you've pushed through your threshold. Let me swoop that. Okay, and suddenly, you're doing fine. So on tonight's special program, all the way from Nigeria, before I go into that, I want to let you know, I am praying for all of you, my friends, my family in the UK, as you are experiencing this very cold weather. I mean, it is very cold. Guess what? Right now, it's just under 30 degrees centigrade here in Nigeria. I am enjoying some warmth. But hey, it's hot. I can tell you it is hot. But guess what? I would rather have it this way than being in the cold. So I'll remember you in my heat and warm. So back to the program. Let me help you with some tips. Some things to help you along the way when you feel you are at the end of your wits, when you think you can't go any further, when you think you've had enough. The first thing you must do is you have to figure out, what is it that I am lacking? What is it that I don't have that is making this situation an obstacle? What is it that I don't have that I need, that I must have, that will change this situation all the way from it being a difficult situation to become a positive one? Well, Oriyomi, yeah, please be jealous. I can tell you it's good to have some sunshine. I'm enjoying it. All I've done is just extended my summer a little bit longer. So, thank you. No matter what the challenge you are facing may be, no matter what the situation, the issue of life is, there's a reason why that issue is a challenge. There is a reason why you are considering that particular situation as a challenge. The truth is, what you think is a challenge, somebody else they've been through, they've got the answer, but to you there is a reason why it's a challenge. Every man's mountain, every man's challenge, every man's issue in life is a function of his ignorance. So if you are facing a challenging situation that is almost making you to think you're going to give up, the question you must ask is, what am I lacking? What is it I don't have? What is the skill I need to take on board? What is the lesson I need to learn? What are the studies I need to do? Where do I need to go to get the necessary tools, everything that I need, so that I can really handle this situation? Whether let's use for example, you are out of job, or you are applying for a job, and you are sending out your applications, your CV, you're doing everything, but you're not getting through to an interview stage, or you're getting through to an interview stage and you're not getting the job offer. Now, that is definitely an obstacle. That is a challenge of life. But the question you must ask yourself is, why am I not getting an interview invite? Why am I attending 3-4 interviews every month and nothing seems to be coming out of it? Now, don't put it down to where because they don't like me, or because I'm this, or because I'm that. That is not, those are excuses. Those are excuses. Maybe what you need to do is to go back and look at what are the skills that are required for this particular job, for this type of field I want to go into that I don't currently have. Where can I get them? How much will it cost me? How long will it take? Have I got the inner strength to pursue it? And you'll be surprised that the moment you get that skill, the moment you acquire that knowledge, the moment you get certified in that field, the same people that were rejecting you will be begging you. What am I saying? If it's a challenge, if it's a difficult situation you're facing, rather than you giving up, that this is unsurmountable, ask yourself, what skill am I lacking? What strength do I not have? What knowledge am I ignorant about? What are the things that I need to add to myself to boost my level, to increase my value, the value that I can bring? And once you do that, the situation will change. Do something. Get the necessary skill, get the necessary knowledge and experience, whatever it is you need. Once you get it, that same mountain will just come down and become a flat surface for you. So the first thing you must say to yourself is, before you give up, rather than you giving up, the first thing you must say, what am I lacking? What is it I don't have? What skill do I need to get me over this particular hurdle? Number 2, be proud of your even very small success and breakthroughs that you've had in life. You see, naturally, as human beings, when we encounter quote and unquote failure, quote and unquote impossibilities, when we don't get through on something, even as tiny as that may be, as little as that could be, we tend to beat ourselves up. I can't believe just that tiny thing. How come I didn't know it? How come I couldn't say it? How come and you beat yourself over it over and over and over again. Now, there is a place for self-assessment. There is a room for you to revalue and revisit your path and identify where you made mistakes. But it is not an avenue, it is not an opportunity for you to then beat yourself up so much so that you can't get up. But that is what we tend to default to. But what if you turn that around? What if you change that slightly? What if you see that and approach that from a different perspective? What, instead of you beating yourself up on the little things, the little mistakes that you make, what if you start celebrating the little extra value, the little extra winning, the little extra breakthroughs that you're having? Suddenly, those little breakthroughs will start to add up, will start to merge up, will start to become bigger and bigger and bigger. And the bigger they get, the more motivated you will become. And so what seemed like a challenge initially, suddenly, you like, roll your sleeves up, bring it on. I'm ready for you. All because you learn how to celebrate yourself, how to be proud of yourself, how to promote yourself, how to enjoy your success, how to celebrate your breakthroughs. When you fail to pat yourself on the back for little victories, it decreases your motivation and it makes it harder for you to achieve big goals. I'll say that again. When you fail to pat yourself on the back, when you fail to recognize and appreciate the little victories in your life, it decreases your enthusiasm, it demotivates you, and it makes it much harder for you to achieve bigger goals. Don't worry, we'll get there today. Come. That's it. Sorry about that. The next thing you must do, instead for you to get demotivated, instead for you to give up on yourself, the next thing you must do to motivate yourself is that you must remember that you are not the first person to be in that situation. You are not the first person to be facing that challenge. You are not the first person to be going through that difficult part. And guess what? You will not be the last. You won't be the first, and definitely not be the last. And because others have been through, you too will go through if you don't give up. When we face difficult situations in our lives, we tend to forget that we're not the only one going through. We're not the only one facing the challenge. Even the Bible said there is no trouble that befalls a man except that which is common to all of us. We're all dealing with the same issue, maybe in different stages, maybe in different sizes, maybe in different categories, maybe with different people. But somehow, somewhere, we are all, in one way or another, dealing with something, going through something, facing a challenge, trying to go over a hurdle. So it's not just about you. You are not on your own. You are not alone. Everyone faces hard decisions. Maybe decisions to do with your children, to do with your marriage, to do with your career, to do with your health, to do with your finance, to do with your family, your friendship. Whatever it is, everybody is going through something. So what does that mean? Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be too proud to ask for help. Don't bury your head in the sand thinking people will laugh at you, thinking people will think less of you, thinking people will think you are not all of that. Guess what? We are not all of us are short in one way or another. Seek help. Ask for support. Find ways by which people can reach out and be part of what you're going through. In most cases, you will find out that those things that are seemingly obstacles for you, those things that are threatening you and howling at you and trying to swallow your life, your next door neighbor, your colleague in the office, your friend at work, they've all been through exactly the same thing. They know what to do, and you, by just opening your mouth to ask, they will tell you, oh, that's all right. I had the same situation, I did this, I did that, and I spoke to this person, and that was the end of it. But if you never ask, you will never know. Is this helping somebody tonight? I hope it's helping, because the truth is, every one of us without an exception. Every one of us, in one way or another, are facing challenges in our lives, are dealing with difficult situations, confronted with life-threatening situations. And so we come to a point where we think it's not worth it. What's the point even trying? I've done everything I know and nothing has changed. You see, that's the thing. You've done everything you know. Maybe you don't even know enough. Maybe you haven't spoken to somebody enough. A wise man once said, the answer to the questions that are bothering you are hidden in the questions you have not asked people that can help you. The answers, the solution, the breakthroughs that you need, they are hidden in the questions that you have not asked from people that can help you. So, what am I saying? You are never alone. It's not just about you. There are other people dealing with the same situation. And all you and I need to do is open up our mouth and ask for help. Open up our mouth and ask for support. And one of the things I find in life is that, especially among men, we are too sensitive. Men are too sensitive. Our egos are too fragile, and we are so stubborn. I know some of you men will say, speak for yourself. But one day you will remember this and say, oh yes, Tunde said it. One of the biggest handicaps that we have is that we're not vulnerable. We are too cagey. We like to just keep everything internally, when all you need to do is to speak to your spouse. When all you need to do is to knock on the door of that your manager or your supervisor or your boss in the office and say, look Jim, I just need to tell you this. When all you need to do is to turn to that your friend that you've been playing golf and football together for the past 5 years and say to him, look Peter, please help me. I'm dealing with this situation. What do you think? You'll be surprised how many times Peter will say, phew. Oh, thank God you said that, because all along I thought it was just me. And before you know it, the two of you are rubbing minds. The two of you are sharpening one another. The two of you are helping each other to become and overcome the situation. But it will never happen until you open your mouth and at least make yourself vulnerable to have an answer to your situation. Don't give up. Be motivated. Don't give up. Be motivated. Another thing you can do to stop you from giving up and be motivated is cut yourself some slack. Be patient with yourself. Rome was not built in a day. The journey of 1,000 miles, they said, start with the first step. It will not happen overnight. You did not get to this position. You did not come into this situation last night. It's taking time for you to arrive at this junction where everything seems to be, the world seems to be closing in on you. So why do you think at a snap of finger it's going to all just go away? And because you snap your finger and it's still there, now you want to give up on yourself? No. No. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself the time to overcome. Give yourself the time to recoup. Give yourself the time. Remember this. When you are facing a difficult situation, when you are facing a challenge, what do we say? You are going through a phase. You are going through a challenging situation. You are going through a problem. It didn't say you are going into and stay in it. It said you are going through it. So all you need to do is know that this is just a passage. You start, you come across, and then you go to the other side. You are going through, not going into and staying in it. So give yourself a break. Cut yourself some slack. Be patient with yourself. No one becomes a CEO overnight. And those who try to become CEO overnight, they become no CEO the following night. If you have big dreams, if you have big projects, if you are pursuing big things in life, it's not going to happen overnight. It will happen with time and commitment and dedication and pursuit. For as long as you refuse to give up, every blessed day you are taking a step towards achieving your goal. Every day you are taking a step towards becoming everything you want. Every day you are walking towards your victory. But you must know it's not going to happen overnight. Take time. Take your time to figure out what's the best way to proceed. How do I tackle this situation? How do I overcome this challenge? Where did I take the wrong turning on this journey? At what bus stop did I not stop long enough for me to catch the right train that will take me to my next connection? Retract and retrace your steps. Find out where you need to make corrections. And as you do that, you are motivating yourself. Another way to be motivated and not give up on yourself, or not give up on your dreams, and not give up on your goal, is that, I said this last week, the biggest thing is not what you achieve. Oh yes, you've set a goal for yourself. Oh yes, you have a place you want to be. You have a certificate you are pursuing. Maybe you want to get married by the end of 2018 or 2019, or you want to do this. Those are great, great goals, and they are worthy of being pursued. They are worthy of every drop of sweat on your brow to get it. But you see, getting those, achieving those things, receiving the certificate in your hand, having the ring to say, you see, I told you I'm going to get married, having the key to that house or to that car, having whatever the breakthrough is and the goal you've set yourself, as big and as wonderful as they sound, they're not the best thing. The best thing is, who do you have to become in order to achieve those things? Who do you have to become in order for you to achieve those things? Let me give you an example. You decided you made a decision one day that I'm going to get, I don't know, I'm going to go and enroll for my MBA. I want to have an MBA and become this and this and that. The program is for 3 years. Okay? It's for 3 years. So you know at the end of the third year you're going to get your MBA. Congratulations. MBA is on its way. A day will come when they will put the certificate in your hand, or you get it in the post, you graduate, you do the graduation ceremony and all of that. But you see, the certificate is only a confirmation that you have been through. What makes you an MBA degree holder is not the certificate. What makes you an MBA degree holder is every lecture that you have to attend. It's every assignment you have to fulfill. It's every dissertation that you have to write. It's every work group that you have to be part of. It's every question you have to answer. It's the little sacrifice that you have to go through. When you're supposed to go on holiday, you decide to stay back so that you can finish your coursework for this module. When you're supposed to be sleeping, you said, no, I'm going to stay awake for another two hours so that I can finish this program. It's all those little things that makes you an MBA holder, not the certificate. Not the certificate. So, when you are faced with a situation that is seemingly going to cause you to derail yourself, going to make you to to give up on yourself. Just ask yourself this. If I choose to remain steadfast on this journey, imagine what I will be, how I will be, who I will become at the end of this process. I will be able to look at my children right in the eyes and say, you know what? When the going gets tough, then you get tougher. When life challenges you and throws a punch at you, that's the time for you to just turn your chin and say, bring it on, I'm ready for you. But if you are the type that every little thing you give up, every little thing you can't conclude, you can't complete, you are all equally training those behind you that's the way it should be. But if you put yourself to it, you remember the old adage, what doesn't kill you will make you stronger. What cannot kill you can only make you stronger. The challenges of life are not, in 99.99% of the time, they are not life-threatening. They can't kill you. All they can do, should you take on this challenge, is for you to become stronger. And what does that do? In the course of going through, you build character. You build toughness. You build grit. You build resilience. You become better at who you are and what you are and how you are and all of that. That is what going through will do for you. That is what going through will do for you. When you go through something challenging, you learn from it. You learn from it, regardless of the outcome. You learn from it by recognizing that this is an opportunity for learning. This is an opportunity for personal development. This is an opportunity to grow and become better. Guess what? Your motivational level will just rise and continue to rise and rise and rise. You must not give up, but be motivated in what life throws at you. Another thing you must remember that you should consider instead of giving up is that you have choices. You always have choices. There is always more than one way to get out of it. There are always choices. The question is, what would you choose? Irrespective of how hard the situation is, it doesn't matter how difficult the position seems, you always have a choice. There is always a choice. Remember, giving up is a choice. Staying put is a choice. Not putting in your effort is a choice. But putting in all of yourself is also a choice. But only you can decide which choice you will make. And like I've said before, the only freedom that human beings that will have is the freedom of choice. Because once you make that choice, now the choice have consequences. And you will have to deal with those consequences. But only you can make that choice. And once you make the choice, I pray and I hope that after tonight it will be the right choice. Guess what? You're on your way to abundance and victory. You are the only one that can decide what choice you want to make, what the next step is for yourself. Choose right now to be motivated. Choose right now not to give up. Choose right now not to allow this opportunity, this great opportunity of a lifetime lesson slip through your fingers just because you don't want to make a choice. Another way by which you can remain motivated and not give up is by seeing obstacles as lessons. They are lesson opportunities for life. There are certain things you will never read in a book. There are things you will never hear in a classroom. There are things no lecturer will ever be able to tell you. The only way you will learn them, the only way you will know them, the only way you will find out and take them on board as part of your own personal self-development is through experience, by going through the situation. And the truth is, there are no two issues that are exactly the same. No. Everyone is unique and specific, and they all carry specific and unique life lessons. But if you give up, if you shy away, if you throw in the towel, if you refuse to go through, if you give up on yourself, you will not learn those lessons. And guess what? When you fail to learn the lesson, life will not promote you to the next level. It will only take you around and bring you back to that same lesson. Until you have passed that class, you're not promoted. In most cases also, some of these life lessons, some of these issues that we're contending with, they are pointers. They are pointers. They are like rail guards. They are like directional arrows on the motorway that are pointing you in the right direction, that you don't know, that you are not aware of, that you have no clue about before. But they will come and they say, this way too. At the next junction, turn right. At the next roundabout, take the third exit. There is no U-turn on this road. Life is like that. The challenges of life, they are like that. They are road maps. They are directional pointers. Only if we see them in that way. And let me tell you, they will always be there. Those road signs, oh, you bet they'll be there. Oh, yes, they'll be there. They will be there pointing you, screaming at you, telling you, this is the way, walk ye in it. But until you see them for what they are, as road signs, as directional signs, rather than seeing them as obstacles and challenges and life-threatening and you will never learn the lesson and you will never go in the right direction. Giving up, ladies and gentlemen, is not an option. It's not an option. And so when the going gets tough, when every being, every fiber of your being is being shaken, when every strength in you is being pulled out, remind yourself of this one thing. Remind yourself of this, that the space between I am going to give up and I am going to try again, the space, the chasm between giving up and keep on keeping on, there is a lifetime. There is a lifetime. What do I mean by that? Because you are facing a situation, because you are being confronted by a challenge, if you choose to give up, for the rest of your life, you will live with the outcome, the consequences of you giving up. But if you choose the other way, to push through, to stay put, to put your back to it, to refuse to give up, rather to motivate yourself, you will live the rest of your life as well with the consequences of that choice. So between giving up and keep on going, there is a lifetime. There is a lifetime. The question is, what do you want to fill that lifetime with? Do you want to fill it with a sense of regret, or you want to fill it with a well-earned life experiences that will bring you to a better place and take you to a greater height? This lifetime space that is between giving up and keep on going, it is the difference between the path you walk and the one you leave behind. The space, this lifetime space of whether you are going to give up or you are going to keep on going and keep motivated. It's the difference between the path that you walk on or the one you leave behind, because you can't be bothered, you can't push up anymore. It is the gap between who you are capable of being and what or who you have become. You are capable of more than you can think, more than you have been told, more than you are expecting of yourself. But you see, the difference between what you are capable of becoming and who you have become is locked in this lifetime that is between giving up and keep on going. Because unless you keep on going, you will not learn what you are capable of becoming. Rather, you will live the rest of your life completely tied down to who you have become. A surrender. This space, the gap between giving up and keep on going, is the story that you tell yourself for the rest of your life about the future you could have had and the future that you have. There is no success in life without an unrelenting commitment, dedication, and love. Passion. Love is the foundation of human progress. Love is the foundation of human progress. So don't give up on love. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on love. Rather, love what you do until you can do what you love. Love what you are currently doing until you are in a position where you now can start doing what you love. Love where you are until you are in a position where you can be where you love. Love the people you are with right now until you are in a position where you can choose the people you love the most. Put in the extra effort. Put in the extra effort. Do the hard thing. Go the long journey. Push yourself through. Don't give up on yourself. Because ultimately, at the end of it, when it's all said and done, that is what will determine and define who you are. Are you the type that will give up, or are you the type that will push through? Because whatever choice you make, whatever side you fall out of, whatever become the ultimate of your story, will determine, will be the difference between whether you are existing or you are living. Whether you are merely existing or you are just living, coasting through life. It is the difference between a life of mediocrity and a life that is filled with progress and fulfillment. In closing, life will take things from you. Life will give things to you. Life will add to you. Life will subtract from you. But you cannot give up on life because of whether it's taken from you now or it's adding to you now. Whether it is increasing you or decreasing you. That is what life is about. It's about riding the wave. Riding the wave. Riding the wave, because you know ultimately you will arrive at your destination. Don't give up too soon. No, don't give up at all. You'll be amazed some of those things that you were about to give up on in the past. You look back now and you you nearly slap your own jaw to say, how could I even ever have considered to give up because of that small thing? Hard situations, tough situations, challenging situations, compressing situations, they build strong people and people of strong character. The hard situations of life, they build strong people and produce people of strong character. You may have seen better days, but so have you seen some very worse days. You might not have all that you want, but you do have what you need right now. You may have woken up this morning with few aches and pains like I did last night, but guess what? I'm awake. Thank God. Your life may not be perfect right now, but you are alive. If you will see things from the right perspective, if you will see things with the right vision, if you will cultivate the right mindset and the right attitude, more good things will come down your road and stop by at your house and knock on your door and sit on your couch and dine with you. All that is required is grow some inner strength. Develop some strength of courage. Be passionately in love and don't always give up. Sometimes these qualities, they are embodied in a deep breath and a soft whisper when all is said and done. When it seems this is the end of it, that soft little whisper that says to yourself, I am better than this. I have more to give than this. I will give it my best again and again and again. Those little whispers that you say to yourself, I call them inner vows that you make to yourself about yourself. Those are the things that will push you over in life. Those are the things that will give you the victory. Those are the things that will make you an achiever. Those are the things that will deliver to you the life of your dream and the dreams of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor being on this program tonight. I know without a shadow of doubt in my mind that you have heard something tonight that has added something to you. You have heard something tonight that has shaken you a little bit and maybe a lot as well. Don't keep it to yourself. Share this message right now. Click the share button and share it so that somebody else can hear about it. Because whether we like it or not, life will question who you are and what you are. But the answer must never be, I surrender, I give up. No, the answer must be, I am a motivated man and a motivated woman, and there is no stopping me until I arrive at my destination called victory. And like I always say, winners don't quit, quitters don't win. We are on our way. We are on a journey. There is a goal that is set before us. There is a place for us. There is a destination with our names on it. And one of the things we will not do is to give up. We will not give up. We will not shy away. We will not throw in the towel. So that when we arrive at that destination with our good-looking, beautiful selves, everybody will have no choice but to say, these are better men and better women, because that's who we are. Thank you. God bless you. Enjoy your winter in UK. Enjoy your summer hot weather in Nigeria. I am going to enjoy every bit of sunshine that is left here before I come back to the cold winter. Until we meet again next week, this is Tunde Disu, happily from Nigeria all the way in motherland Africa, saying God bless you. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.